Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to present Ruby Toad, who is a crystal healer. I think all sorts of healer. She does oracle readings, and she creates beautiful mala bead necklaces and other things. And she's really into crystals, and she sells crystals as well. And I had the pleasure of meeting Ruby not so long ago in a closed Facebook group, and we've been sort of chatting on and off since then. So hi Ruby, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hi.
So I would love to know a bit more about you and what you do, if in your words.
My words. All right. What do I do? I'm an energy worker, energy healer. I guess I call myself like a medicine woman for your soul. Um, right? So I'm a Reiki master and a certified crystal healer, and I sort of mash all of that stuff together into my own sort of healing that I do. I offer coaching just to help people reconnect and live soulfully. You know, how to like take that chaos and find the quiet in the middle of the storm and be who they are and follow their own path through life. And I offer Reiki training online, which is actually a fairly new. I've done Reiki training in person, but to do it online is a new venture, and I'm pretty excited about that. So coaching, Reiki training, meditation training, and yeah, crystals and malavids and all like whatever else kind of is shiny at the moment.
Oh, it sounds awesome. And I know that you clients for the Reiki training are really happy about that too. So that sounds really exciting. And it's fun to help people to discover the things that you have discovered and work with, and to like introduce them to this new world where you get to kind of see the adventure from their eyes when they just start out. I think that's always really magical to be on that journey with them.
Well, it's beautiful just to see that spark, you know, light up and just to sort of ignite that and see where they take off with it because they've just got amazing talents and abilities and to see how their world changes because you've just brought, you know, you've empowered them. They're now able to do that for themselves, like that gift of giving someone the tools they need to create their own life and to change their own world. It's amazing. I'm just blessed to be able to do that, and I love sharing in it and seeing how they change and grow and where they end up. And it's never where they think, you know. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. I love being a part of it. So it's like a
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And that means that they know that they're not dependent on you. Like you help them to get on the path and you can support them, but that they know that they have the tools now and that they have the power to do things. I think that's really great. Like it's really it's such an amazing experience, and to that we can all find that light in ourselves and be able to shine it.
I think that's a real drive behind a lot of what I do. Is to show people like I'm not special. I'm not anything magical. You know, I'm just me. And these are the tools that I've found along the way in my journey to help me, you know, come out of the chaos and come into the light and be who I am and live a life that's connected and spiritual and fulfilling. And they're just the tools I've picked up along the way, you know, and anybody can use them. So here they are, you know, this is what I've done. This is what's worked for me. This is what I've tried. This is what I tried and it didn't work, but maybe it'll work for you. Like, and
Yeah.
just take it, play with it, use it, explore. If it's not working, find the next thing. But that power is yours. That's in you to do, to be able to do. And I'm just there to, you know, help you get started, show you that you can.
Yeah, and I love that you have such a down to earth way of doing that, because you're always like mixing stuff from everyday life, and you're always like, just play with it, do your own thing, which is really nice, because I know that sometimes when I learn new tools, I get kind of into that good student mode, like, okay, I have to follow the rules, or it's not going to work.
We
And I
put
really
ourselves in
enjoy
that box, right? Like, I
it.
have to be exactly in this box. And I'm like, Shh, who needs boxes? I don't particularly like boxes. They're confining, you know, there's not enough room in there. I don't fit. So throw away the box and make it work for you. You know, the rules are always, to me, are guidelines.
Yeah.
They're kind of optional. They get you started. They give you a little confidence in the beginning when you're not sure. Then you can kind of refer to the rules. You know, they give you something to go back to and be like, okay, if I do this and this and this. But you find once you start doing it for yourself, then you realize that, oh, well, I don't really like that rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
So delete it, you know, like make it work. It's good. Play with it, have fun.
Mm.
I think that's really what life is about. It's about exploring and enjoying and having fun, and we learn so much when we play with things. It's like watching children, right? When that's how they explore their world. They go out and they play. And that's how they learn, and that's how they find what works for them. And I think we forget that as adults, that it's the play and that creative aspect that will guide us and lead us.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes with spiritual work, it can tend to be a bit serious. Because there is a serious sort of part about it. And yeah, I think you can be serious about what you do without being serious and not having fun. And yeah, I know that my guides often tell me, you know, that laughing is great. And it's a great spiritual practice because you relax and then you open up to other things. Because when you're too concentrated on like being serious and doing things right, you kind of block your energies as well. So
Yeah, because any tension, right, creates that blockage and restriction. It's like chokes the
yeah,
life out of everything. You gotta like
yeah,
want to be expansive, you know, and creativity and laughter and enjoyment, that's expansive, you know. It's like everything just opens wide and you forget to try and control everything and you're just in the moment, and that's when it just comes through, and then you're like, oh, hey, I did that, you know. And that's
yeah.
the best part.
Oh, that's true. That's so funny. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I'm not very good at serious most of the time. Every occasion it comes through, but generally I'm pretty not serious.
Yeah.
No.
That's nice too. And sometimes I find that when people come for readings, it can be good not to be too serious because sometimes they're a bit nervous, and it can be really great to have someone who does a reading who's really relaxed and having a good time, because then they can see that it's also fun. Like it doesn't have to be.
Well, it's just every day, right? It's life. It's like being in school, and if you walk into a classroom and your teacher is like, you're already intimidated, right? You're like, oh my gosh, okay, I mean, like, I can't move. I'm gonna be in trouble. And, but if you walk in and the teacher is just like, hello, you know, like, have a seat, find a spot, doing their own thing, and you feel that energy, then you're relaxed. And you come in and you sit down, and then you can sort of breathe, and you're like, okay, I wonder what's going to happen, you know, and you're checking things out. It's
Yeah.
two very different experiences.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's interesting. um, so, and how do you connect with spirit, and either for your work or when you want to relax or just do it for yourself? Is there any one or several type ways that you do?
Well, if I'm working, so if I'm doing like readings or I'm getting ready for a healing session with someone, then I use my crystals. I have a couple crystals that I just sit with, and they to me are my connection and my amplify. They amplify for me my connection, and they help bring things through. And I sit with those, and I just do a couple sort of conscious breaths, really deep and slow, and I just set that intention and say, okay, you know, let's go to work. Let's open up and help me to be a channel and be open. And if I'm doing just in a moment of just wanting to connect, and then I generally go to meditation and just paying attention to my breathing, just quiet time. I'll sit with stones or with like my meditation beads, you know, I'll sit with those and just sit. I find that a really good connection. And sometimes I just go do other things. Like I will do like drawings or artwork. You know, I get out my pastels and I play with that, or gardening. Anything outside, I will go and just garden. And to do that consciously, like to be like in the dirt and with the plants and seeing how they're growing and pulling out the weeds and just being in that moment and not sitting there going, oh, I still have the dishes to do and I still got to sweep the floors and the kids need pants.
Yeah.
You know, I turn all of that stuff off and I just focus on doing what I'm doing. And to me, that's where I have a really good connection. That's where messages pop in. That's where that sense of calm just sort of floats over. And all of a sudden you realize, like, I'm okay. You know, life is good. And that's just a really strong go-to for me is to just do something consciously, whether it's gardening or something else. But just to be in that moment, that leaves room for those messages and spirit to sort of just slip in because you're not trying to control it.
Yeah.
You're just creating space. I think that's really the key is just creating space.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And that's something that everyone can do too. Like everyone has their own like favorite ways of being present, or I like it when you keep it simple. Like do whatever works for you. Like don't try something really complicated.
Oh
Just,
yeah,
you
like
know.
could you imagine? I could not sit for hours all folded up and you know it's fun to do every now and again because I'm a little weird that way but but if I had to like sit in like full lotus for 2 hours every day like going I wouldn't do it. I'm like okay I'm bored next.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. I'd be like yeah do there's something shiny over there you know.
Yeah.
You do, yeah, just find that thing that you can do that you just get lost in. Where time just sort of disappears from you and do that. That's your connection. That's your space, right? And that's different for everybody. It
Yeah.
can be for some people it's doing dishes. You know, like it can be anything, but it's yours and it's in that quiet. That's your connection.
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong way. Like they're not like some ways are better than others. It's just whatever works for you is your best way, and then you can
Yeah.
try other things out. But it's like I'm sure we all have like natural ways of connecting, and being outside I think is really. I know for me that really helps. It's like you get like all this extra help. I mean, it's hard to be really stressed out when you're like hugging a tree or standing outside. It's just
Exactly. Well, and I have so much fun with my meditation students because I run classes here and it's so funny because you know they come in for their first class and they've never really done this and they don't know what to expect and I just take them in and I trick them.
I can
I
see
do.
you doing that.
I trick them. And then they, you know, and I take them through this sort of quiet, like, I'm like, okay, just close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, feel your body. And I'm like, now just listen to yourself breathe. And then I leave them float for a minute and then I bring them back in and they're all like, whoa. And I'm like, you meditated.
Oh, that's awesome.
But, you know, because they weren't thinking, okay, I'm going to meditate.
Yeah.
I'm going to connect now, you know? It was like, okay, we're just going to take a minute, we're going to relax, we're going to breathe. And then it happened for them. And then now they know they can.
Yeah.
They know what it feels like. And now they can go find it.
Oh, that's awesome. And it is really that simple. I mean, it can be if you take the time, and I think, and you're willing to, and then you have the space for it. And that's it. I think it's just because so many of us are just really busy running around trying to do so many things. But when we stop, I'm always so amazed that whenever I stop, I'm like, oh, I feel good. This is great. But I don't do that all the time because I get so busy. With
Well,
important
it's like exercising or working out, right? When you drag yourself out of bed in the morning and you go and you do, you know, your workout or your yoga or whatever it is, afterwards you're like, man, I feel good, you know?
Yeah,
But
right.
before, when that alarm goes off, you're like, I gotta get out of bed. I'm tired. I don't want to do this, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
good medicine. You don't want to take it.
exactly. Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy because yeah, I hope this will inspire a lot of people who don't feel like they have the time or the patience to sit down and meditate for 2 hours. Although it's great for those who want to do that too. But
Yeah.
there are just so many different ways and just, yeah, find your own way of doing it. And then that's perfect.
Well, and even just, that just a few moments, just take 3 breaths. And if you start to do that every day, you just pause and you take those 3 breaths, like you're going to feel that change and that shift, and that's going to have an impact on you and your life and your mental health and where you're at. And then that's where that desire to do it longer or to do more will come from. But, start where you are. Start with those 3 breaths if that's where you're at. You can't run a marathon if you never ran around the block.
No, that's true. And you can always find the time to take three breaths, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes addictive, and then you want to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like tricking yourself.
It works.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you, Ruby, for sharing all these great ideas and your lovely energy. So where can people find you if they want to have a look at your website or say hi?
Oh, pop over. You can find me online. I have rubytoadsoulfulenergies.com. That's my website. Or you can find me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter as Ruby Toad, and Facebook is Ruby Toad. And I have a Ruby Toad Soulful Energies page, but, pop in and see what I'm doing and send me a message or a shout out and say hi. And I love connecting with new people all the time. So and just, yeah, I love the energy. So come say hello. I'm friendly.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ruby. It was great talking to you, and thank you for all your great ideas. And and yeah, it's just like I had a great time.
Oh, I did too. That was awesome. You're so lovely.
Well, thank you. Have a good day then.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.